How's it going, everyone? My name is DestinyElement. Hope you guys are all doing well, and we are back with another video. We are on Honkai Star Rail, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been pretty addicted. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been pretty addicted to this game. You know, I just can't stop playing it. It's pretty good, and I think this is probably my favorite project that MiHoYo has dropped. I think between the story, the characters so far, the mechanics, I think this game is. I just think it's like a solid 9 out of 10, if I'm being honest. But you know, so this video is going to be a little bit different. I wanted to do a guide video. If you guys seen my last video that I uploaded on this channel, we did a summon video, and I was very fortunate enough to actually get Seele, you know, because we don't lose 50-50s. We always win them every single time. And Seele is one of my favorite Honkai characters, so why not start off, you know, guides on this channel with her. You know, I'm pretty new when it comes to guides because I usually don't post a lot of informative content, but for this game I really want to try, and I want to try to give you guys the best information possible. So I know it's a little bit early. I know a lot of players haven't really even reached Trailblaze level 40 yet, but I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of how to build characters in this game. You know, this game is pretty similar to Genshin. I've played a lot of Honkai Impact. I've played a lot of Punishing Grey Raven, Dislight. It's a lot of turn-based games and just games that allow you to min-max, so I have a pretty good understanding, I feel like. So I wanted to do this guide and show you how to build Seele, or personally how I think you should build Seele. And it's going to be simple, straightforward. It's going to just be I'm going to try to make it as short as possible so I don't, you know, take too long. But if you guys do enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out, and I greatly appreciate it. If there is anything that I missed in this video as well too, please let me know in the comment section, or if there's anything that you want me to elaborate further on, I can definitely do that. So we're going to talk about Seele. We're going to be talking about her role and what she does for a team. We're going to be talking about her light cones and alternatives that you can use. We're going to be talking about her abilities, relics that you can run on her, and we're going to be talking about Eidolons, and then we're going to finish the video off with teammates that are very good with her as well too. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so what is Seele? So Seele is a quantum damage dealer, so it's a pretty unique typing. It's not like physical, fire, ice, lightning, wind. It's like imaginary and quantum are like from Honkai Impact. They're like kind of unique typings. But her path is the hunt, so that means she specializes in single target DPS. As of right now, my Seele is level 50. She's sitting at 1900 HP, 1800 attack, 121 speed, 69% crit rate, and 70% crit damage. Now, something that's really important about Seele is that she is naturally very, very fast. So whenever it is your turn, she is going to most likely go first. So even though this is really good, it's best to make sure that your supports are just as fast as her, because you want to get your support buffs off first, and then Seele can start doing damage. You don't want to have Seele attack if she's not buffed already. So also getting into her, we're going to talk about her light cones first. So I was very fortunate. I was able to get in the night, and it is a extremely good light cone. So increases your crit rate by 18. For every 10 speed over 100, you increase your basic and skill damage by 6%, and your crit damage from your ultimate by 12%. So if you do have this light cone, what this means is that as long as you have a minimum of 160 speed, you will get this full passive. You will get all the stacks, and your Seele will hit as hard as possible. So this is really important. Now, even though you need 160 speed, I don't think you need to focus speed as a main substat with your relics. So I'm actually going to get into that later into the video. So as of for light cones, this is her best in slot, obviously. Now, if you don't have it in the night, I would recommend the free 5-star light cone that you get from doing Simulated Universe. So I'll show you that real quick. So looking at the shop, I already got one of them. I got the preservation one because I needed it. But yeah, so you can get Cruising in the Stellar Sea, and this is going to increase your crit rate by 8%, another 8% when the enemy is lower than 50, and then you also give yourself a 20% attack buff after you defeat someone for 2 turns. So this is really good because it makes building crit rate and crit damage a lot easier, and you also give yourself a 2-turn attack buff. So this is a very good free-to-play light cone, and I feel like everyone should get this, especially if you are going to run Seele, because this can work really well on her. And not only that, you can refine it to Super Imposition 5 for free. So at rank 5, you get 16% crit rate plus another 16 if they're below 50, and then you get a 40% attack buff. So 32% crit rate possibly, and a 40% attack buff is really good. So yeah, like if you have Seele but you don't have her light cone, definitely go for this one. It's really good. So if you don't have In the Night, and if you also don't have enough tickets to actually get the free-to-play light cone from her to shop, I would actually recommend using Subscribe for More, because you get a 24% overall increase of damage to your basic attack and skill, and then you get an additional 24% when your energy is max. So having that 48% to your basic and skill damage, I think, is really important with Seele, because you're constantly using your skill. Seele is a character that you want to use your skill on 24/7. And then the second option I would recommend would be River Flows in Spring, because this is going to increase your speed and it's going to increase your overall damage. So I think this can actually be really good. The reason why I don't recommend Swordplay, however, is because even though you are giving yourself a 10% damage increase up to 50%, it's only going to apply to one character, to one enemy, because you have to constantly hit that same target over and over again. So unless you're maybe doing a simulated universe run and you're just hitting the boss over and over again, like, yeah, it can be pretty good. But in my opinion, I just feel like it would be better to run Subscribe for More or River Flows in Spring until you can get that free-to-play light cone option. Okay, so now looking at her traces, we're going to look at her ability tree now. So the first one that we're going to look at is her technique. Whenever she uses her technique outside of battle, she gets stealth, and she also comes into battle with resurgence. She comes in buffed, and this is actually really good. But personally, I love this ability. Like, whenever enemies see me and I'm trying to like open a chest or mess with an interactable, I can just go stealth and they'll stop messing with me. So it's a really good ability. Her basic attack is going to deal damage, obviously, based off of her attack stat. So currently for me at level 3, it's 70%. Then right now we have her talent, Resurgence. This is such a busted talent. Like, this is insane. So whenever she gets a kill with her basic, her skill, her ultimate, she gets an extra turn, and then she increases her damage by 52% currently at level 4. And the reason why this is super good is because you can get a kill with her basic or her skill, and then before her extra turn registers, you can proc her ultimate. And what's going to happen is that her ultimate is going to be amplified by Resurgence, by this 52% attack increase. And it's ridiculous, because you still get the extra turn if your ultimate kills. So like, this is why Seele gets so many turns, and she just keeps on going. Like, the enemy just doesn't get to respond. So it's really good. Her ultimate is obviously a big nuke. It just disintegrates anyone that's in front of her. And then her skill, so increases her speed by 25% for 2 turns, and then she deals damage equal to her attack stat. And this is really good, and this is why I say, like, even though you need 160 speed at the minimum to actually benefit from Seele's light cone, her buffing her own speed, and then you also have a lot of support characters that I'm going to mention that can also increase her speed. So getting to 160 will not be that hard. Now, as for her bonus talents, you do have Nightshade. Whenever she's lower than 50%, enemies are less likely to target her. She has Rippling Waves, so whenever she uses a basic attack, her next action will be advanced by 20%. So once again, this is what I mean, like, she will constantly go over and over again. Like, her turn will be prioritized like a lot of the time. And then her final bonus ability is Lacerate. So any enemy that has quantum resistance, she gets 20% pen towards them. So this is extremely good. Like, this is such a nice buff to give her. And then as for the other stats as well, in her ability tree, she gives herself crit damage. So you got 10%, 8%, and then you got 5% right here. And the reason why this is super nice is because it makes building crit rate and crit damage like a lot easier. So getting that 1-to-2 ratio should not be that hard. You can honestly focus on whatever substat you're missing out on. For me, I have a lot of crit rate on my substats and on my light cone because I have the crit rate passive from In the Night. So I'm most likely going to focus on crit damage and try to get like over 120%. But yeah, it's a very nice skill tree, or a very nice just ability tree in general. Like, I really like it. So now we're actually going to get into her relics and what I personally think would be good on her. Okay, so looking at relics right now, I do have Musketeer of the Wild Wheat. Like, this is just a set that I got from doing story and from grinding. I'm not going to seriously use this as I get closer to endgame. Now, what I will say, personally in my opinion, I only think there is one set you're running on Seele, like one 4-piece set, and that 4-piece set in my opinion would be Genius or Brilliant Stars. Like, I feel like this is the only set that you can run on Seele, and it makes the most sense. You give yourself quantum damage bonus, and then whenever you attack an enemy, you ignore 10% of their defense, and if they have a quantum weakness, that's another 10%. So you get a nice 10% damage bonus, 20% on defense shred, and then when you pair that with Seele, who has 20% quantum penetration if they have a quantum weakness, like, it is a very strong set. I think this is the only set that you should be running on her, unless they come out with another relic set in the future that's way better for the hunt characters, for single target characters. So definitely farm this for her. Like, once you start getting gold relics, do this. Like, this is her best set. Now when it comes to 2-piece sets, personally for me, I think you have a couple options. Right now I am running Inert Salsado because I get 8% crit rate, and then whenever I have over 50% crit rate, my ultimate and my follow-up damage is increased by 15%. Now the reason why this is super important is because Seele does not benefit from follow-up attack damage. Now her extra turn does not count as follow-up. Follow-up is more like Clara's counter, Herta's spin, Himiko's AoE, like those are follow-up attacks. So Seele isn't going to benefit from the 15% follow-up attack bonus while she's in Resurgence, but her ultimate will, and 15% damage increase to her ultimate, in my opinion, is extremely good. Like right now, I was very fortunate enough to get this artifact set on her. We were able to get attack, and we were also able to get quantum damage bonus, so this is super nice in my opinion. I was really happy about that. But I think she has a lot of options. Now the other artifact set I would recommend besides Salsado would be Celestial, because it increases your crit damage by 16%, and then whenever it's over 120 you get that 60% crit rate. So I think it's kind of flexible. I would have to do some testing to see which one I like more, but as of for right now, I think her only options would be these two. I just think these two are the best ones to run on her if you want to maximize her damage, and that's her job, literally just to nuke enemies. Now when it comes to the stats, I know there is a little bit of flexibility when it comes to what do you want on your main stats. No matter what relics you get, your helmet and your gloves will always have HP and flat attack. It's just like Genshin. You will always have flat HP on your helmet and then your flat attack on your gloves. Now, as of for your armor and your boots, I would personally run crit rate or crit damage on the armor. It really depends on what you need. If you get a lot of crit damage, then yeah, having crit rate on your armor will be a lot better because you want that 1-to-2 ratio. And then on your boots, I know a lot of people are running speed on the boots because they want Seele to be fast, but Seele, I think, gets enough speed in her kit, and I think there are plenty of supports in this game to actually help her maximize her speed, so I would actually go for more attack. Same thing for these two relics as well. These two, this 2 set, just pump on some more attack percentage and then go for quantum damage bonus, because quantum damage bonus is going to give you higher overall damage than having more attack percentage. So yeah, HP, attack, crit rate, crit damage, and then attack percentage, and then I would probably say quantum damage bonus and then attack percentage on the 2-piece set, and you're good to go. Now as of for substats, I want to say you most likely want to focus on crit rate, crit damage, and then the last two could either be attack or break effect, honestly, because you want to have a lot of break effect to break through enemies' toughness, and honestly you should be good. Now we're going to talk about Eidolons, and then we're going to wrap the video up with teammates. So her Eidolons, personally for me, I don't think she is a character that heavily relies on dupes. I just think dupes are they're just nice to have, like quality of life, honestly. So her first dupe increases her crit rate whenever an enemy is below 80%. Her second Eidolon increases her speed boost stack, so now it can stack 2 times. And you have skill and talent level up. This is probably her best one, if I'm being honest. I think Eidolon 4 is probably her best one that she gets, because regenerating enemy whenever she kills someone is ridiculous, because when you have a character that has high damage and then gives herself an extra turn and can possibly attack 4 or 5 times in a row, getting 15 energy per kill, like you are gonna get your ultimate so quickly, like it's not even funny. Ultimate basic attack level up, and then finally whenever she does attack an enemy with her ultimate, they take an additional 15% quantum damage from her ultimate. And this is pretty good. Like for what she is, she does it well, you know. I think she is easily the best DPS in the game. I think she has a lot of longevity. Like, I think she's going to be around for a long time, and I don't think the Eidolons are mandatory for her, but if you want to go for dupes, go for it. I definitely think the 4th one is the best one for her. And then finally, we are going to wrap up and talk about teammates that Seele does really well with. Okay, and now we're going to be talking about the characters that go well with her and possible team comps. And I wanted to start off with Welt. He is a very good debuffer. So he has imprisonment, he has slows. Whenever he pops his ultimate, he makes enemies take 12% more damage, I'm pretty sure. I think it's a 100% chance, and like 12% for 2 turns. Like, it is very strong. I think Welt is probably one of the best debuffers that we have right now. Like, he is just really good. So him and Seele work really well together. And something else that's really important is the fact that he's imaginary damage. So most enemies in the game are weak to either quantum or imaginary. They're never weak to both of them at the same time. So I think that's really important. So you get that type of team coverage, honestly, when you run them 2 together. Asta is also another great pick. You know, I know she's a free-to-play character, and a lot of people say that she's not that good or she's really like underwhelming, but I think she does her job really well. She has a attack buff that stacks up 5 times, and she increases all allies speed by 38. So currently for me at level 3. So it's like, sure, it's a simple kit, but it's a pretty good one in my opinion. You know, like, it's a pretty solid support kit. And not only that, her skill has a multi-hit on it, so it breaks enemies' toughness like pretty quickly. So I definitely really like her. Pela's really good. She has defense shred, so your Seele is just gonna hit harder because the enemies have no defense to protect themselves, basically. Like, she's a pretty good character. I would recommend building her, especially if you're running like hyper carry teams or teams that are just going to rely on like a lot of debuffs to make the enemies weaker. And Tingyun. Tingyun is the best support in the game. Okay, let me reiterate that. She is the best 4-star support in the game, you know, without a doubt. Like, she's like a pseudo 5-star. So you have a character that is not only self-sufficient, she gives herself speed, she gives herself energy, but she also gives allies a attack buff based off of her attack that lasts for 3 turns. So the reason why this is really good is because basically whenever it's Tingyun's turn, you don't have to worry about reapplying that attack buff because it lasts for so long. Like, 3 turns in this game is a very long time. And then you have her ultimate, and she gives an ally 50 energy and increases their overall damage. Currently it's 29% for me at level 4, and that's just, it's ridiculous. Like, it is extremely good. Like, you have a character that can not only buff herself for free, buff allies for a long time, and then give them energy and an overall damage increase, like attack increase, energy recharge, all damage overall. Like, she gives herself speed and energy. Like, she is a very good character, you know. Like, if you were able to pull her, congratulations. And if you haven't pulled her, like, I hope you do, because she is a must build. Like, she is such a good character. Like, it's not even funny, you know. Like I don't even know what else to say. Like, she's so good. And then the best support in the game, obviously, is Bronya. Like, without a doubt. Allies do 10% more damage with her just being on the field. She gives a 15% attack increase, another 33% attack increase, and she increases crit damage for the whole team. She dispels debuffs and also gives another increase to a character's damage. Like, it's just a lot. Like, you have multiple attack increases, you have a debuff dispel, you have a overall damage increase for an ally, crit damage increase. Like, it's just so much that she has in her kit, you know. Also, at the start of battle, all allies gain defense. So like, this is what I mean. Like, she is probably gonna be the best support in the game for a very long time. Like, giving multiple attack buffs, a defense buff, like dispelling debuffs, like, she just does so much, increasing crit damage. Like, she is such a good character. So she's probably gonna be here for a very long time. So if you haven't gotten her, don't worry about it. You know, you can reach pity and get the additional rewards on the standard banner. You can choose her, because that's what I'm gonna do. Like, she is insane. Like, she is such a good character. But when it comes to team comps, you have a lot of options. You can do Seele, Welt, Asta and Natasha. That's what I've been doing, and it's cleared all the content in the game for me so far. Like, enemies just don't get a chance to attack, and it's really strong. If you're looking for a more hyper carry team, you could do Asta, Ting Yun, and Natasha. It's super good. If you're a whale and you have all the characters in the game, you could do Seele, you could do Bronya, Ting Yun, and Bailu. That way you have a healer, you have 2 OP supports, and then you have Seele just nuking everything. Like, she's just really good. I think Seele is definitely a must summon, just for the sake that, like, the extra turn that she gives, the damage that she does, and I think the flexibility that she has with different characters in the game, and her like how easy it is to build her. Like, she is just a really good character, and I think she's going to be around for a while. Like, she has a lot of longevity, so I definitely recommend summoning for her. But that's basically it, you know. If you guys did enjoy the video, please let me know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out again. Thank you guys for watching, and I will definitely be doing more guides on this channel. You know, if there is a guide that you specifically want to see on this channel, let me know, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Peace.